Donald Trump has incredibly low self-esteem. He tries desperately to make up for this low self-esteem and his low IQ by having a big bank account. But it's not working so well, because Donald Trump, at his core, is still insecure. Donald Trump's insecurity does not only contribute to his greed, but also to his disregard for the rule of law. And now, in Donald Trump's latest tantrum, he just endangered the Supreme Court justices. I'm not kidding. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, we're gonna get to Donald Trump throwing this temper tantrum and how he put the Supreme Court at risk. But first, I've got to share something absolutely bizarre with you guys. Trump recently went on Fox News for an interview where he attempted to make a joke that did not land well at all.
To a point where the next one's going to be, you know what, the N-word. You know what the N-word is, right?
Nuclear.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
I figured you'd want to clean that up. No, it's the N-word. That's a very nasty word, right? In a lot of ways. The N-word used in a nuclear sense, that's the worst thing that can happen.
Wow, Donald Trump, you're quite the comedian, man. Mocking nuclear war and racism all in one sentence. That's got to be a new accomplishment. But if Trump isn't embarrassing himself on TV, his own administration is embarrassing themselves on TV. Because recently, Donald Trump's DHS spokesperson went on CNN, where a hostile dispute unfolded.
Oh, I gotta correct the facts where you're wrong, Victor, and you're wrong.
So, several things. President Ramaphosa says that although the law was signed in January that would give the government the purview to take the land, no land has been taken from Afrikaners. Also, that's President Ramaphosa. He'll be at the White House this week. Take it up with him. Also, the definition of genocide is aimed at extermination, right? And so, although there is violence in South Africa, there's violence against Black South Africans too. So when the president says that there is genocide, where is the evidence? I'm talking under the refugee resettlement program, which the president froze by executive order early in his administration.
Victor, can we take a pause and
Sure.
recognize the fact that you are defending race-based discrimination? You are defending race-based violence.
I'm not defending race-based discrimination in any way. The president uses the term genocide. There is no genocide in South Africa, and frankly, it does a disservice to people in countries around the world who are facing genocide in the Congo, in Sudan, those who faced it in Rwanda and Bosnia and Cambodia. So when the president says that there's genocide in South Africa, it does not exist. We should probably just start with that truth.
But Donald Trump is not only suffering at the hands of his own administration, he's also facing callouts left and right, literally.
You mentioned Walmart came out and said, we're going to raise prices because of Trump's tariffs. And what does that baby, that crybaby in the White House do this morning? He goes after Walmart. And Allie, think about it. What a weak loser thing to do. You bully a private company that just talks about the impact of his tariffs. What a loser thing to do. Why? Donald Trump believes in tariffs. Why doesn't he just own his tariffs? But no, instead, he goes after the private companies.
This is sure to have Donald Trump coping. But Trump's cope is only just beginning. That's right, the moment you've been waiting for, as Donald Trump, in his bizarre temper tantrum, ended up endangering the Supreme Court justices. Take a look.
Donald Trump just crossed a line that puts Supreme Court justices in danger, and he did it on purpose. This all started after a major Supreme Court ruling went against him. The court ruled that the government cannot detain non-citizens indefinitely without due process. Trump was furious, and instead of accepting the ruling, he launched into one of the most extreme responses we've seen yet. He reposted a message from Trump-supporting lawyer Mike Davis, someone rumored to be in the running for Attorney General in a second Trump term. The post wasn't subtle. It literally suggested that Trump should release so-called foreign terrorists near the homes of Supreme Court justices. Here's what Davis wrote. The Supreme Court still has an illegal injunction on the President of the United States, preventing him from commanding military operations to expel these foreign terrorists. The President should house these terrorists near the Chevy Chase Country Club with daytime release. That's a direct threat. The Chevy Chase Club is a known hangout of Chief Justice John Roberts. The Post is clearly suggesting the president should use dangerous individuals to intimidate a Supreme Court justice for not ruling in Trump's favor. And Trump promoted it. It didn't stop there. Davis followed up by tweeting, "Yes, we should send these Maryland fathers where they will feel safe and protected. Wealthy, white liberal enclaves like Chevy Chase and Martha's Vineyard, instead of working-class minority neighborhoods like Aurora. Then let's see how much due process you liberals want." In other words, Davis, and by extension Trump, is advocating the use of human beings as political weapons to punish judges and liberal communities. And Trump is the one giving it oxygen. Here's why that matters. Just 48 hours earlier, Trump was accusing Democrats of doing the exact thing he's now doing. He melted down over a beach photo posted by former FBI Director James Comey. The photo showed seashells arranged to say 8647. Trump instantly claimed this was a coded message to threaten harm against him. His allies erupted in outrage. But now, Trump is reposting a literal plan to place people he calls terrorists near the home of a Supreme Court justice. This is what Trump does. He constantly claims Democrats are endangering him. He cries foul over beach photos. But when it comes to his own actions, he's perfectly fine endangering the lives of judges who dare to rule against him. This isn't just hypocrisy. It's dangerous, it's deliberate, and it's a direct threat to the rule of law. Trump isn't defending democracy. He's targeting the very people who protect it.
Okay, so long story short, Donald Trump is threatening Supreme Court justices all because they wouldn't validate his fifis. How does anyone take this man-child seriously? Trump, please, spend 5 minutes just focusing on America instead of focusing on crying about getting called out. Until you do that, you're not going to make America great again. All you've done is make America cringe again.